This is part 2 of the video of the poem Ninna Muttina Sattigeyanittu Salahu poem from SIRI Kannada grade 9. In the part 1 of this video, we had seen the background story and also the meaning of this title. In this video, we will look into the poem. And I am referring to page 60 on the part 2 of the textbook because here the words are already split and it is easy for us to read it. And understanding the words also gets easier. So this is Padya Vandu. Padya Vandu is the paragraph 1 of this poem. So in this poem, the poet is giving us a description of the women who were created by the supernatural powers of sage Vishwamitra. So he is describing and giving us certain comparisons on how the women looked. So the poet has given us 3 comparisons here. So in the first comparison, he says that it looked like those women came from a very dark night to see the day of the light. Then the second comparison he makes is, while the sea was churned by the gods and demons, a lot of things came out of the sea. And also poison came out from the sea. So it felt like the sea goddesses felt sad that poison was churned out of their sea. And so they took the form of these women and came out of the sea. Then one more comparison is that the poet says the dolls that were created by Lord Brahma, it looked like they took form. They took a life form and came out in the form of these women. So this is all the comparisons and the description that the poet has made. So now let us look at the paragraph. Sanda karirulu kanneyaru hagalan nodal yendu bandaro. Surasurar abudiyam matisuvandu ಹೊಸ ವಿಷದ ಹೊಗೆ ಹೊಯ್ದು ಕಗ್ಗನೆ ಕಂದಿ ಜಲದೇವಿಯರು ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ನೊಂದು ಮಾನಿಸರ್ ಆದರೋ ಕಮಲಜಂ ನೀಲದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ ಸಾಲ ಭಂಜಿಗಳಲ್ ಒದವಿ ಜೀವಂ ತಳೆದವೋ ಎನಿಪ ಅಂದದಿನ್ ಬಂದ ಅಂಗನೆಯರ್ ಅವನೀಶನ್ ಎಡೆಗೆ. So let us look at it. Let's split it line by line and see. Sanda karirulu kanneyaru hagalam nodal yendu bandaro. Sanda means came, karirulu means dark night. Kanneyaru means the women. Hagalu means day. Nodal means to see. So it felt like the women, kanneyaru, women came from a dark night. Sanda karirulu. Women came from a dark night to see the light of the day. Nodal hagalam yendu bandaro. Bandaro means came. So from a dark night, the women came to see the day of the light. Then the second comparison. Surasurar abhudiyam matisuvandu hosa vishada hoge hoidu kaggane kandi jaladeviyaru manadalli nondu manisar adaro. So Surasura, this is like Sura plus Asura. So Sura means God and Asura means demon. So the gods and demons, Abudi means sea. Matisuvandu, churning. So the gods and demons, when they were churning the sea, Hosa Vishada Hoge Hoedu. So the poison also was churned out. That also came out of the sea. Hosa Visha is poison and Hoedu is came out. Kaggane kandi jaladeviyaru manadalli nondu manisar adaro. So nondu means to feel sad. So immediately on looking at that the poison came out, Jaladeviyaru, the goddess of the sea, they felt sad and they took the form, human form, and came out. Manisaru means humans. Kamalajam neeladinda madida sala bhanjikekal ಒದವಿ ಜೀವಂ ತಳೆದವೋ ಎನಿಪ. So Kamalajam means God Brahma, the creator. So it felt like ನೀಲದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ ಸಾಲ ಭಂಜಿಕೆಗಳು, the blue dolls that he has created. It looked like they got life. All these dolls got life Jivam means life, Taledu got. So it felt like these dolls got life and they have taken the form of, they have come as these women. Andadim Bandar, Angane means women. So maybe they took this, the dolls took the form of these beautiful women. Anda means beautiful. They took the form of these beautiful women and came to the king Harishchandra. Avanishan means king Harishchandra. So this is para 1. There the poet is describing how the women looked, how the women created by sage Vishwamitra looked. Now in the second paragraph, the women who have come, who were created by sage Vishwamitra, they come to entertain King Harishchandra. And they start showering him with a lot of praises in this paragraph. They call him as a brave king, a king who commands respect, a king who can trouble and is feared by all his enemies, a king who is as strong as a wrestler and has strong shoulders like Bhima, a king who has no death, and so on. So they sing and shower him with a lot of praises. So we'll look at that now. Mayada abalayaru kanutta Majhabapu Adataraya Majare Raya Dalaulakara Raya Kantaka Raya Jagajatti Raya Dallana Raya Kolahala Raya Bujabala Bhima Raya Mardana Raya Jia Stiranjiva ಎಂದು ಕೀರ್ತಿಸಿ ಗಾನ ನಾಯಕಿಯರ್ ಒಲಿದು ದಂಡಿಗೆ ಹಿಡಿದು ಪೊಡಮಟ್ಟು ಹಾಡಲ್ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಿಸಿದರು. ಸೊ ಮಾಯದ ಅಬಲೆಯರು ಕಾಣುತ್ತ ಮಜಬಾಪು. So abale is again women. Maya means they were created by magical powers of the sage Vishwamitra. So these women were created by the magical powers. So the women kanutta majabapu, on seeing the king, they started praising him. Majabapu means words of praise. They started showering him with words of praise. Adataraya Majare, oh king, you're such a great and a brave king. Raya Dalaulakara. Raya Dalaula means you're such a great king, such an impressive king who commands respect from everybody. Raya Kantaka. Kantaka means a person who gives trouble to others. So he is a king who gives trouble to all his enemies. Raya Jagajatti. Jatti means a wrestler. So they are comparing the king that he is as strong as a wrestler. Raya Dallana, a king who is feared by everybody. Raya Kolahala. Kolahala means creating a lot of disturbance. So he is a king who creates a lot of disturbance. Raya Bujabala Bhima. Bhima and Bhuja is shoulders. So he has shoulders as strong as Bhima. That means he has so much strength like Bhima. Raya Mardana, who can defeat and kill all his enemies. Raya Jia. Jia means he is like the owner of everybody. Stiranjiva, a king who has no death. Yendu Kirtisi Gana Nayakiru, and they praised him. They showered him with so much of praises. And Volidu Dandi Gedavidu Podavattu Hadal. So they paid all their respects to him, and using the instrument, the string instrument Veena, they started to sing and praise the king. So this is Para 2, where the women are all praising the king. Now Para 3. In this para, this talks about the state of mind the king was in when the women came to entertain him. So the king, he remember in the story, the background story, I had told that he went on hunting and unknowingly steps into sage Vishwamitra's ashram. So he was hunting a wild boar. So here he roamed around hunting. He roamed around a lot by chasing a wild boar. and he had gotten tired. The boar went and hid itself somewhere. He was unable to find it, but he had chased and roamed so much around that boar, he got very tired. And by doing so, he unknowingly also enters the ashram of sage Vishwamitra, and he gets scared because he was instructed not to get into the ashram. So one, he got into the ashram unknowingly and he was scared. Then he remembered that he has also disobeyed his teacher, sage Vashishta, who he considered him as God. So he used to have so much of devotion, just like how we have devotion towards God, he had so much of devotion towards his teacher. And he has disobeyed him. So he is filled with sorrow that he has disobeyed his teacher. And since he was so tired, he would have had a small sleep. And in that sleep, he would have had a very, very bad dream, which has scared him. So this is the mental state he was in. He was filled with fear and anxiety and sadness and also physical tiredness and exhaustion. So that is when the women arrive and they sing and dance and cheer him up. They make him forget all his worries. So he feels happy that they cheered him up, and he rewards them by giving away his jewelry. So that is what is explained in the para 3. Now let us look at para 3. ಎಕ್ಕಳವ ಬಳಿಬಿಡಿದು ಸುತ್ತಿದ ಆಸರನು ಮುನಿ ರಕ್ಕಸನ ಬನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ ಅಂಜಿಕೆಯನ್ ಎರಡನೆಯ ಮುಕ್ಕಣ್ಣನನ್ ಎನಿಪ ಗುರುವಾಗ್ನಿಗೆಟ್ಟ ಅಳಲನ್ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಕನಸ ಕಂಡ ಭಯವ ಮಿಕ್ಕು ಮರೆವಂತೆ ಅಡಸಿ ಕವಿವ ಗತಿಗಳ ಸೊಗಸನ ಕಿಸೆದ ಸಮಯೋಚಿತದ ಪ್ರಸಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮನವುಕ್ಕಿ ಸರ್ವಾಭರಣಮಂ ಗಾಣ ರಾಣಿಯರಿಗೆ ಇತ್ತನು ಹರಿಶ್ಚಂದ್ರನು. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಕಲವ ಬಳಿ ಬಿಡಿದು ಸುತ್ತಿದ ಆಸರನು ಮುನಿ ರಕ್ಕಸನ ಬನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ. So ekkalava means the pig or the wild boar. Bali bididu suttida, he roamed chasing this wild pig or the boar, and he got tired. Asaran, he got tired and also entered the ashrama of sage Vishwamitra. Muni Rakkasa means the sage Vishwamitra. Banakke ashrama, Banda came. So the king was tired because he was roaming around chasing a wild boar and unknowingly came into the ashram of sage Vishwamitra. Anjikeyan, and he got scared. He got scared that he has already entered sage Vishwamitra's ashrama. Yeradaneya mukkannanan yenipa Guruvagni getta alalan. And then Yeradaneya mukkanna means Shiva, like the second Shiva. So King Harishchandra treated his teacher, sage sage Vashishta as God Shiva itself. He treats him, he has so much of devotion and so much of respect like Lord Shiva towards his teacher, sage Vashishta. And he is feeling sad and he is filled with sorrow because he disobeyed his teacher's order. The teacher had ordered him not to get into the ashram of sage Vishwamitra. So he is feeling sad that he disobeyed his teacher's order. Then, allade kanasa kanda bayava mikku. And he also had a small sleep and had a very bad dream also in his sleep. So he was scared. He got scared because of that also. So this was his mental state when the women came in. He was feeling very sad. He was afraid. He was filled with so much of anxiety that he disobeyed his teacher. So when they came, they entertained him and made him forget all these worries. So mikku marevante means to forget. Adasi kaviva gatigala sogasa samayochita vasayakke manavukki. So they came and one after the other they started singing and dancing and doing a lot of performances to entertain him and to make him forget about all his sad feelings. So he felt happy. Manavukki means felt happy, and Vasaya is reward. He felt happy and he wanted to reward them. Sarvabharanamam, all his jewelry. Gana Raniyarige Ittanu Harishchandra. So he gave away all his jewelry as a reward to the women. So this is what is explained in para 3. Now in para 4, the women, they are not happy with their reward. So they were looking for something else as a reward. And so they give a lot of examples telling him that the jewelry is of no use to them and they wanted something else as their reward. So in this paragraph, the women give various comparisons, saying the reward that was given to them is of no use. So the first comparison they make is, they say for a person who is in poverty, if you gift an elephant, is it of any use? Because that person is already in poverty. He himself has no food for himself. How can he take care of an elephant? So it is of no use to give an elephant to a person who is in poverty. Then second, there is no use of serving ghee to a person who is thirsty. Then one more comparison they are giving is for a person who is so sick and tired and has no physical strength. If you send Rambe and make him dance, will that be of any use? It is of not any use for a sick person. And then a person who is going to die the next minute, to him, if you give a kingdom, is that of any use? So there is no use of giving any of these. So they are saying that similarly, there is no use of giving us jewelry for having entertained you in this glaring heat. And they continue to give more comparisons, which we will see in para 5. So let's look at what is given here in para 4. Badatanada hottu aane doraki halavenu, ನೀ ಅಡಸಿರ್ದ ಹೊತ್ತು ಆಜ್ಯ ದೊರಕಿ ಫಲವೇನು, ಭುಜೆ ಅಡಸಿ ಕೆಡೆದಿಹ ಹೊತ್ತು ರಂಭೆ ದೊರೆಕೊಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಫಲವೇನು, ಸಾವ ಹೊತ್ತ ಪೊಡವಿಯ ಒಡೆತನ ದೊರಕಿ ಫಲವೇನು, ಕಡುಬಿಸಿಲು ಹೊಡೆದು ಬೆಂಡಾಗಿ ಬೀಳುವ ಯಮಗೆ ನೀ ಒಲಿದು ಮಣಿದೊಡ್ಡಿ ಗಳನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಫಲವೇನು, ಭೂಪಾಲ ಹೇಳ್ ಎನ್ನುತ್ತಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಂತೆಂದರು. ಸೊ ಬಡತನದ ಹೊತ್ತು, ಸೊ ಅ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ, ಬಡತನ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ. ಸೊ ಬಡತನದ ಹೊತ್ತು, ಅ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ, ಆನೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್, ಆನೆ ದೊರಕಿ ಫಲವೇನು. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅವೇ ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಅ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ. ನೀರ್ adasirda hottu, so a person who is in need of water, neeru is water, adasirda means in need of. So when a person is in need of water, ajya doraki phalavenu, ajya means ghee. What is the use of giving ghee to a person who is in thirst? Ruje adasi kedadiha hottu, ruje means sickness. So when a person is suffering in sickness, Rambe dorekondalli palavenu. What is the use of giving him rambe? What is the use of trying to entertain him when he is so much in sickness, suffering in sickness? Sava hottu podaviya odetana doraki palavenu. Sava hottu. When a person is about to die, the next minute he is going to die. And for a person like that, if you give a kingdom, what is of any use? There's no use, because he is not even going to stay there to rule that kingdom. So, kodavisalu hodedu bendagi beelva yamage. And in this glaring heat, we've got so tired by entertaining you, by singing and dancing. Continuously we've been singing and dancing, and we've got so tired and we've been performing in this glaring heat. So for us, you get impressed. Neenu olidu. You are impressed with us. And mani dodigegalan ittu palavenu bhupala. So what is the use? You are giving us all your jewelry, which we don't require. What is the use of giving all this to us? Yenuta matte intendaru. And they continue. They told all this and they still continue to give more comparisons. which we will see in the next paragraph. So I will stop the video here and we will continue in the part 3 of the video.